I don't even know how to start this. Okay, they tell you to advocate for your child and to make sure, you know, that if a new pediatrician or a new physician, anybody that is coming into your child with CF, your CFer's life, you need to advocate that, you know, these are the normal practices, that they're different. They're supposed to be medicated differently. Their diet is completely different. Everything about them is different, and they don't practice cystic fibrosis in practical medicine. Your average pediatrician cannot tell you what to do with your CFer when they're sick, 9 times out of 10. And that's been a real struggle for our family and Jaren, and even Jaren's sisters now. It's literally affecting all of us. A couple months back, when we decided about, you know, we were going to do all this stuff with Jaren's journey, we decided we were just going to start recording little things here and there, things that he has to go through. And one of the things that we had recorded was a procedure that happens once a month during flu season, cold season, and it's an injection that they give CF infants typically called Synagis. And Jaren had received a couple injections of his Synagis, and we had asked, we asked the nurses very politely, hey, would you guys mind if we filmed this? We're doing this segment, you know, thing that we're trying to create called Jaren's Journey to raise awareness about cystic fibrosis. And the nurses had no problem with that. Of course, we didn't get in writing or anything. I didn't even think of it because I'm not that petty. We recorded it. The nurses were okay with us recording it. They said as long as we did not get their faces, which we did not, that would be an okay thing to do. So we recorded him getting his Synagis. We had posted that to his Facebook page, Facebook/Jaren's Journey. Go ahead and check that out. And the video is actually still posted there. The nursing staff did not cue us that that was an issue at all. The next visit, at his next Synagis, it was a different nurse, and we were okay with her. The only minor issue was that she had acrylic fingernails on, and we had asked very politely, would you mind wearing some latex gloves, something as a barrier, because Jaren does have a delicate condition. And she really did not seem like that was an issue at all either. She said, yes, absolutely. She put on her gloves, and the procedure went on accordingly. We had no inclination that there was any issues. There was very clear communication as far as we were convinced, were concerned, and there was no need for concern on our end. It wasn't until about a week or two later, it wasn't quite time for his Synagis injections yet, but we got a letter in the mail, and it had stated that our patient-physician relationship had been irrevocably damaged, to put a long story short. That's basically what it said. I immediately was like, I feel like this has been sent to us by mistake. I'm about certain it's been sent to us by mistake, because we've never been offensive we've never come across as condescending that I was aware of, and nothing was ever communicated to us that it was. So I went and I spoke to the head of the pediatrics office there, in which all 3 of my children, Jaren's 2 older sisters, non-CF, have attended there since they were little, and Jaren has attended there since he was released from the hospital after, 28 days after he was born. And it's never crossed my mind that we were rude or condescending in any way. When I met with this man, he had told me that I could not speak to my son's doctor personally, face to face, that it would be too confrontational, and that he would gladly sit down and express their reasoning. It again wasn't really crossing my mind to record this conversation because I felt like that would be petty, and that not only would he end the interview, that he would not approve of me recording it. So I was just asking simple questions. Why can't we see the doctor personally? I truly felt like this was a letter wrote to us by mistake, that we've never come across rude. I didn't understand why we were receiving this letter. And basically his story to me was those 2 incidences that I had stated previously. The incident of us recording. The nurses, I guess, took back what they said. They said, I guess they told the doctor that they did not give us permission to record that, which I don't know why they would say that. It was literally me and my husband in the room, and Jaren, so we both, he can vouch that it was 100% said. Of course, there were also 2 nurses in the room that are saying the same thing, that they didn't say that. So I told them it didn't cross my mind to get that in writing from the nurses, that, we could record this. I felt like that would be something that would have been really petty to say, hey, would you mind if we get this recorded for his Jaren's Journey page? Oh yeah, no problem. Oh, would you mind getting that in writing? It just it didn't cross my mind. And I still to this day would like to think that I don't live that petty. He also stated that the second incident of us asking the nurse to wear latex gloves was that we came across very condescending. She took it as we were calling her dirty, and she felt like that we were just rude about the situation. He explained that we could write a letter saying that, because I was in shambles, of course, I was in tears, that I felt like I was being accused of something that I didn't do. He said that I could write a letter, and in this letter to include everything that I was stating to him, but address it to my son's doctor personally. Because they again could not let me see him face to face. It would be too confrontational. In this letter, I swallowed my pride. Hey, I had the CF Foundation help me even, because there were things that I said in it. Like I said, I felt like I was being accused of something that I didn't do. So when I was apologizing in it, I felt like I was apologizing for something that I didn't do. I was apologizing for coming across as condescending. I was apologizing for being rude. I was over apologetic in this letter. It just baffles me that somebody could be. So I had stated in this letter as well that I'm a new CF mom, that I have kids before Jaren, but that Jaren is a new thing to our family, and that we're still learning and still trying to advocate accordingly, and that we've had incidences before, emergency room visits, where, you know, we walked in and there were vials of blood still on the counter, and we were like, well, this room obviously wasn't sanitized. And so advocating those things, cleanliness, clean fingernails, it's pretty standard across the board that you don't wear acrylic nails anyways. And so I could have been way more vocal, I feel like, about her acrylics, but we were just very nice about it. And we had said, would you mind wearing latex gloves? With Jaren's delicate condition, we like to take extra precautions. And that's literally how we said it. I kind of always have this monotone voice. I don't know why. So when I do say things, I took credit for when I do say things, sometimes they can come off as rude. I can be very blunt. I can be, I'm also a mama bear. So saying that I was being condescending, I said that it was definitely not my intent, and that I sincerely apologize for coming across that way. And I pleaded, please keep my children in your care. This is the only pediatrics office that my son is able to be in this city, with the type of insurance that he has. He's not approved to go to a certain, other clinics. He's only permitted to our county. And they are the only pediatrics office in our county. They said, it was at that point that I received a letter back about 2 weeks later. And it's basically stated, again, as we previously stated before, our patient-physician relationship has been irrevocably damaged. And I was speechless. I still am speechless, because they tell you to advocate for your kids. They tell you to make sure that your pediatrician knows what's going on with your CFer, to make sure that your pediatrician knows that proper infectious disease guidelines. And it was as soon as me and my husband did that we were given the boot. And it, not only Jaren, my other two children, my other two that are 7 and 4, almost 8 and 4. And it's not fair. It's not fair, because the only other option in this area is family nurse practitioners. His pediatrician's office is the only pediatric office in our area, with a family, or a doctor family, I guess, of 5 or 6 different doctors, different pediatricians, all in the same office. So we can't go there at all, ever, they say. And I don't even know what to do. I have been in touch with the CF clinic. I've been in touch with his insurance, and they both pretty much say that their hands are tied, and that it's ultimately up to the physician. And I truly can't help but feel like Jaren is being put on the back burner, when we were doing nothing but advocating for him, and we were doing everything in our power that we thought to protect him. I just want to bring awareness to the fact that doctors don't know everything. They don't communicate everything. And I don't even know what to say. I feel like my hands are tied and my son has no pediatrician. I don't know if any of you guys have experienced this. Let me know. Comment your best idea